Hello children, how are you? Good evening. Class 9 children, again I am back with a new video. Here today's video I will just going to teach you children. I have told you in the morning time also, and I have started the chapter 4 climate. Before starting, I just every time I am telling you, hope so you are well and staying at home, and at home definitely you are feeling well, I think. And now I have to stay also at home, right children? So here today we will going to teach I will going to teach you some factors, some climatic controllers. I have told now factors affecting India's climate. I have started children. Latitude I have already explained. Altitude also already explained. Now today I will going to teach you the factors controlling of Indian climate. That will be a third factor. That will be coming under pressure and winds, children. Here everyone of the earth's surface, children, you are knowing from class 7 that we have in our earth's surface total 7 pressure belts. Okay, if we'll take each of the hemisphere means half of the earth, so it will comes around 4 pressure belts of the earth is there. Okay, and total I'm telling, because equatorial low pressure zone is common for both the hemispheres. For that I have told the total 7 atmospheric pressure belts we have in our earth surface. With that pressure belts, some works are also there. Okay children, here two things I have always to be told that you have to remind it. What to be reminded? One will be cold wind always consists of high pressure, and hot wind always consists of low pressure, children. Here I will show you some references of some diagrams on my board. So after, whenever I will explain, after that I will show it to you, and then on there also I will show you why these factors are responsible and how it works. Okay, so today I will just start reading of the NCERT book. The climate and associated weather conditions in India are governed by the following atmospheric conditions. What are they? Pressure and surface winds. Pressure and surface winds means whatever the surface, on the surface, whatever wind we are feeling. Okay. Second will be, first will be on the surface, another will be above the surface, upper air circulation. Okay, that will be definitely a very controlling factor. That also I will explain it. And third will be western cyclonic disturbance and tropical cyclones. These three factors are very much controlling any particular place's climate of each and every part of the earth, right, according to the latitudes. Now I will explain. For India we are talking about, India lies in the region of northeasterly winds. These winds originate from the subtropical high pressure belts to in the northern hemisphere. They blow southward, get deflected, and right to the Coriolis force. Children, here two things you will get. Okay, for that I just need the reference of my board. What are they? One will be the Coriolis force. Two terms you will get. One will be the Coriolis force, and second one will be the Ferrel's law. Okay, Ferrel's law, and third one you will get the upper air circulations or jet streams. Okay children, so here everybody please look at on my board. I think you can able to see it very nicely. First part, this side first you see children, I think it is visible, and it is by that way I will just explain. Children, Coriolis force, what is that? Coriolis force is that type of force whenever due to the earth's rotation. Like here children, you can able to see I have also kept my globe also over here. So from west to eastern side it is rotates like this way only. Okay children, if it is rotate west to east side like this way, so on the axis, tilted axis, it will be rotate like this way only. Okay, due to that equatorial regions is over here. In equatorial regions is getting very much high amount of rotational amount. Okay, so this equatorial region definitely having highest amount of rotational rate in all over the earth from north to south, and polar regions are the lowest amount of rotational rate. Here only children I need to tell you that on my board I have told that Coriolis forces due to this deflection, due to the movement of the earth, very forcefully it is moved like this way, it is moving, that is this way it is moving. So like this way, whenever it is moving, all the liquid things and gaseous things like water as well as the one force will be activated to making it Anti-gravitational force also it has been said, or it can be said also the deflectional forces. Deflectional forces, how it works? The liquid water and the gaseous air, that two things are deflected. Deflected means excuse me children, deflected from means from that region, it has been due to this rate it is coming out. Okay, coming out. These force, deflection of the force, these deflected forces are anti-gravitational forces are called as the Coriolis force, which is giving after deflection, means whenever the winds will come out, mass of the winds will come out, after that they will move northward or southward. Okay, so northward one will go and southward one will go, and whenever it will go up, first will deflect it and go up, air will not be sustained in one place, that's why it has been go up. After going up, it is dividing into two parts. After just taking the obstacles of tropopause, it is dividing into two parts and deflected in other place. It means that here it is forming, if air is move out, so definitely it is forming no pressure or very low pressure. So this is also a reason for equatorial low pressure zone, children. I think you have read already, but then also I just explained. Okay, so air is deflecting in two directions. Okay, so that two directions, what is the direction? In the northern hemisphere it is deflected in the northern side, in the right hand side, and in the southern hemisphere it is reflected in the left hand side, children. Here I will show you the diagram I have drawn, that with the help of that you can able to see it very nicely. Like here I have showed you that high pressure, low pressure, high pressure, low pressure, high pressure, means all over the earth I have drawn it, children. By this way you can able to find it out how Coriolis force is activated. From the equatorial low pressure zone to in the northern hemisphere it has to be go straight, but deflected, it is turned little right hand side, so that's why here is going to the right hand side corner from low pressure to high pressure belt. Okay, deflected like that way also. And another thing I will tell you, children, I will tell you that whenever it will be air always blows from high pressure belts to low pressure belts, children. So here I will tell you air always blow from high pressure belts to low pressure belts. It's supposed to come like this way. It's supposed to come like this way, but in the northern hemisphere it turns in the right hand side. In the southern hemisphere it is turns like this place. Okay, so like this way I will show it in the video also. Now you can able to see, children, always air is moves in the high pressure belts to low pressure belts. That's why it has been coming in the northern hemisphere deflected in the right hand side. You can able to see the arrow direction, and in the left hand side and in the southern hemisphere, this is the southern hemisphere, I think everybody is knowing that after equator that is becoming under it is deflecting in the left hand side, turning in the left hand side, children. So it will be easily understandable how the air is deflecting. Okay, so this is also discovered by this law. The deflection of air has been discovered by Ferrels. Ferrels is one person who has discovered this thing. Due to the Coriolis forces, air has been deflecting in the right hand side from high pressure to low pressure belt, and in the left hand side in the southern hemisphere. Okay, northern hemisphere in the right hand side it has been deflected, and southern hemisphere it is left hand side deflected. So this person has been discovered this in the year of 18th century. So according to his name, this law is known as Ferrel's law. So all the air circulations of the earth is depending on these two forces. One will be Coriolis force, another will be the Ferrel's law. Okay, children, now I will tell you. India lies in the region of northeasterly winds. These winds originate from the subtropical high pressure belts to the northern hemisphere. Okay, subtropical high pressure belts. Subtropical high pressure belts is that one only. Okay, so subtropical high pressure belts, to from where it is going is deflecting and going southwards due to the Coriolis forces. Okay, and move towards the equatorial low pressure area. Equatorial low pressure area it moves. Generally, these winds carry little moisture and they originate the blow over the land. Therefore, they bring little or no rainfall. Hence, India should have been an arid land, but it is not. Let's will see why. Here one question will be there. If it is coming, if air is coming from land on the way of the blowing of the winds, if there will no water bodies are there, then how could it possible that India is getting rainfall? It should be in the arid region. It should be located in the arid region. Here question has been given. The pressure and wind conditions over India are unique. During winter, there is a high pressure area. Acha children, in the winter season we have high pressure belt in the northern hemisphere, northern India and southern India as comparison to low pressure areas in the oceans to the south. In summer, low pressure areas are developed over interior part of Asia as well over the northern India. This causes a complete reversal direction of the winds during the summer. It means that summer whatever the air will be like this, just opposite of the winter. Okay. But this is the complete reversal I have said. Reversal means opposite. Air moves from high pressure wells area over the southern ocean India in a southeasterly direction. If you follow the direction, it will be southeasterly. Southeasterly it will be, okay. And closer to the equator and turns right towards the low pressure areas over Indian subcontinent. They are known as, here children I will tell you the two things, that after crossing the equator, air is moving through, air is turning, reverse will be there, okay. And suppose in the, I will show you, suppose there will be low pressure and high pressure, how it has been formed. Suppose summertime, suppose summertime there will be low pressure belts formed in the northern hemisphere, so air definitely will come from here. Look at it, I go again, okay. I have drawn it like this way only. Acha, in the summer season I have drawn also that air, it will come from summer season, low pressure belts will be there and it will be high pressure belts will be there in the southern hemisphere. From high to low pressure belts it will be there. Whenever it is coming directly like straight ways, whenever it is crossed the equator, it is deflected in the right hand side. Whenever it will be deflected in the right hand side, suppose India will be like this. I will show you wherever India will be. Children, according to, suppose India will be like here. India. So what will happen? It will deflect like this way and it is dividing in the two branches. One will be going to the Arabian Sea, another will be a Bay of Bengal. Okay. So these two branches are dividing and from through the water bodies it is coming. So that's why it is collecting so much of moisture and it is bringing rainfall to India like this way only, like this way only. So that's why India we are getting rainfall in monsoon season, children. This is the actual reason. Now again you have to say to me like, another thing is responsible, that is of upper air circulation in the region of dominated by the westerly flow. An important component this flow is called this upper air circulation. Children, here another diagram I will show it to you, that is of here I think you can able to see, children. Here I have drawn some circulated things. Why? Through the latitudes only it has been depends, like here equator will be there, here high pressure, low pressure, high pressure, again equator, then low pressure, then high pressure, low pressure, okay. Like that way it will be works, okay. So another it should be like this, another one also to be there for equator, that is of like this and like this, like this and like this, okay. This is the equator. So definitely children, here it will work like how upper air circulation means on the above of the earth there will be in the upper part of the earth surface, that will be the upper air circulations are also formed, air mass will be there. So that's why air mass will be there, for that's why what is happening in the upper parts also air is circulating like this way only. Suppose I have told like equator, it is coming out the wind through the rotation like this way and they are deflecting like this way and this way, okay. So same here, due to the rotation from high pressure to low pressure belts, like this way only the air has been moved. Now we will learn in detail how it works, okay children. Now look at me, jet stream. We will learn about the jet stream. The jet stream are located approximately over 27 to 30 degree north latitude. Therefore, they are known as subtropical westerly jet stream because over India, these jet stream blow south of the Himalayas all through the year except summer. Western cyclonic, now I will tell you the first I will tell the jet stream. Jet stream is, these are the narrow belt of the high altitudes westerly winds. Westerly winds means it's come from the western direction, that's why it is called westerly winds. Okay. Winds are generally three types, children. I think you are knowing that. One will be that winds, permanent winds. Planetary winds are having three divisions: trade wind, westerlies and polar winds. Okay. So these westerly winds are generally activated for India because it's a subtropical region. That's why. Okay. These are narrow belts of high altitude, 12,000 meter. Okay. And from winds in the troposphere, the spread varies from 110 kilometer in the summer, about 184 degree in the winter. 184 degree, why high in the winter? Because winter time air is become very much heavier and air will be more. That's why. Next, I will tell you a number of separate jet streams have been identified. The most constant and mid-latitude and subtropical jet stream. Jet stream, I have showed you, children, the upper air circulation is forming each and every latitudes, but within them very much prominent will be what two? One will be mid-latitude, children, underline, and another will be subtropical. India is coming under this subtropical jet stream, children. Acha. Another thing, another factor I will tell you. Jet stream I have told. Now I will tell you the western disturbance, children. Children, I think in the winter time, I have told in the class also, in the winter time you have noticed, I think some cases we are getting the rainfall in India. Why? Especially in the northwest region. Acha, you could have been heard in the news that due to western disturbance, today there is a snowfall in the Jammu Kashmir and blah 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 in the northwestern regions, and the rest of the other part of the country, mostly in the eastern parts and the central parts of the India, we are getting the rainfall in the form of precipitation, the rainfall. Why? Have you reminded that? Western cyclonic disturbance are the weather phenomena of the winter months brought by the westerly flow of the Mediterranean Sea. Here also westerly winds are also activated. Why westerly? Mediterranean Sea is located in the northwestern parts, extreme northwestern parts of India, right? So, from Mediterranean Sea, these westerly winds are coming, and from the water body it is coming to land. So, definitely it is bringing moisture to the land. So, and it is directly coming and hitting. And for that reason only, winter time we are getting some cases due to the weather phenomena, due to the rainfall, due to that we are getting the rainfall, and northwestern regions due to low temperature and a very cold winter we are getting the snowfall. Okay, children, now I will tell you another thing, another factor. What is that? Another will be what? Another will be that is of the cyclonic. Another will be these disturbances are coastal regions of the country. We have seen, have you tropical cyclones occur during the monsoon time. Children, tropical cyclones also very much common. Why tropical cyclone? As well in the October, November, and in the part of the easterly flow. Acha. Westerly flow we have, just like that easterly flow also we have, right? So for that purpose only, children, some cases from the ocean to land, whenever monsoon is getting back, that time retreating monsoon time and winter winds will come. That time only these two wind masses are clashed with each other. It means that they will take a tucker with each other. Okay, clashed with each other. So after clashing, there will be locally formation of the depression area and cyclones are forms. I think, children, you have noticed in generally November, October, this time only, some cases or some cases of the December also, we are getting locally this type of, especially the coastal regions are getting little type of this type of cyclones, right, children? So this is the perfect reason. Okay, now today I think up to here, because otherwise you will not to be able to digest. Indian monsoon, can I start? Little bit I will start, otherwise, or Indian monsoon I will tell you in the next video, children. Otherwise you will not able to digest, I think so. Just take I will give a little introduction of Indian monsoon. The climate of India is strongly influenced by the monsoonal winds. The sailors who come India in historic times were one of the first who have noticed the phenomenon of monsoon. They benefited from reversal of the wind system and they come by sailing ships. The mercy of winds. The Arabs who had also come to India as traders named this seasonal reversal of the winds are called monsoon. Arabian words monsoon means the wind, particular type of wind. Okay. The monsoon experiences in the tropical area roughly between 20° north, underline children, 20° north and 20° south. To understand the mechanism of the monsoons, the following factors are important. Here some factors are responsible. So that I will tell you next day, because otherwise I have already told you will not able to digest so many things. This chapter you have to memorize very nicely, otherwise it will be very much disaster for you. Okay, I think I have explained nicely and you are understand my point of view. Thank you so much children. Bye everyone. Please stay safe, stay sanitized, stay at home.